This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Murphy Law Firm, Veterans Help Foundation, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Louisiana State Parks, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome, Superior Bait and Tackle. Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. And what a better place to go talk about bass fishing, and who a better person to talk about is one of the bass fishing legends right here in Baton Rouge. What's your name again? Well, I'm trying to remember your name. It's Cavell. That's right, yeah. David Cavell. I'm talking about legends. I'm Gary Risponi, and we got a special treat for you today. David got some special guests here. Who you got with us today?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a legend. I'm still kind of just getting it going, but there's a guy named Derek Cudnall here. His dad's definitely a legend and still going to produce. And I learned from a legend, Don Hutchison and Bill England and all those. Those were all my role models growing up. And thankfully for like me and Derek and another FLW touring pro here is Tyler Stewart. He's from West Monroe, so we're going to get that North Louisiana angle. But he learned from some legends too, Mark Smith and a few others. So, hey, it's going to be a good show. I'm excited to get the new year going. And it's time to get it on. We got a lot of
tournaments. We're getting ready to start. Tournament season is right here. You know, we got big one in 1st of March. We always at the autism tournament, And so you got a bunch of results that came up, and you've been catching some fish in the last couple of days. Yep. I got a report from, I guess you call it saltwater, but Chris Macalusa and them caught some fish. So we got a good fishing report, and we get to talk to some of these guys that are soon be legends.
Yep.
These young people right now. We got one then, we couldn't get him here, but we'll get him here later. He's going to be our bass fishing correspondent now for the rest of the year, whenever we can get him out of the water and get him over here. So thank you for coming today. Stay tuned. We're going to have more from saltwater. For Island Marina, we got a good report with Captain Drake Beaumont. And the rest of us, bad duck season. We'll talk about what we got planned for that. So stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. And when we come back, we're going to have one of those guests here, them bass fishing future legends.
We're ready to start catching some fish, man. Let's go.
I'm ready.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. This is our spring fishing show. We're here with Derek Hudnall, a brand new 2019 Bassmaster Elite Angler. Congratulations, Derek.
Thank you.
He's got some new things coming his way. He's got some great sponsors and some great deals he got signed this year. So really proud. Me and Derek grew up together, for those that don't know. We both fished behind legends. His dad, Roger Hudnall, my mentor, Don Hutchinson, and a few others. Bill England was in the middle of all of us. So, man, how they have brought us to life in fishing has just been awesome.
Well, I tell you what, man, it's some of the legends that we had the privilege to grow up around down here in South Louisiana. It's just incredible. He mentioned some of them. My dad was one of them, Bill England, Don Hutchinson. And, you know, it's kind of funny now growing up in the new age. And here it is, James Edwards, man, and all those guys are, you know, and so now, you know, all of a sudden we've had this huge influx of talent coming out of South Louisiana, not just in the Bassmasters Elite Series, but then also in FLW and the new Bass Pro Tour and MLF as well. And I get asked that question a lot is, you know, why is there so much talent here in South Louisiana? And Dave could speak to this too, because South Louisiana is it's a complex fishery. It's unlike anywhere in the country. It's diverse. It's diverse and it's tough. I mean, this is not typically a place that you come down here and get accustomed to 20 to 25 pound bags or 50 fish days. It happens, sure. But with the right conditions. But I think that's a lot of it, man. I think it's just, you know, we're so used to the grind and the toughness and the mental aspect of professional bass fishing down here, and I think that's why a lot of these guys, you know, are you know, the guys that hang in there like we have throughout our whole lives, you know, are now, you know, and I think the mental part of it has a lot to do with it. You know, it's a tough fishery. Yeah, because I mean, we look at the elite schedule this year, y'all fixing to go off to Florida for your first event. That's got to be really exciting. There's definitely going to be some 20 to 30 pound bags weighed in that event. We know that for a fact. Man, I tell you what, big fish are on the schedule for the Bassmaster Elite Series this year. We start in the St. Johns River in Florida. We go directly from there. It's a back-to-back. We go to Lake Lanier in Georgia, which is just north of Atlanta, which is known for their giant spotted bass. And then we have a couple of weeks off, then it's the Classic. You know, the Classic's going to be on the Tennessee. Thank you. It's going to be on the Tennessee River in Knoxville. I don't know if you're going to necessarily see giant bags there, but it's a complex fishery that's really going to work your brain on that one. And man, we go to places like Lake Fork and Gunnersville. Wow. We go, my favorite region in the whole United States is New York. You know, the fish in New York are just incredible. You know, we have 2 events up there, including the St. Lawrence River again, which got so much publicity on Bassmaster when they went last year, and Cayuga, where Hackney won, you know, a few years back, and man, it's going to be an incredible season. We're looking forward to it.
Well, good, man. You know, there's going to be some great other Louisiana guys. We got Tyler Carrier from Youngsville, Quentin Capo, who is the Italian stallion.
That's right.
Of the elites coming in. That's Raspone's buddy right there. You know, really proud of him. He's a club member of the Centenary Anglers from Prairieville, and man, his wife's going to be running nuts running that restaurant. Good luck to that.
Absolutely.
Robbie Latuso, another Centenary angler, you know, from Gonzales, good friend, another mentor for me and you growing up. You know?
Absolutely.
Brett Pruitt from Monroe, of course. You know, he's coming back in. He's been doing FLW. And Tyler Evett from Raceland. Boy, what a young little stick he is coming in, man. That dude's on fire.
He is, man. He is.
He's got a confidence and a swagger that he brings to the table that a lot of people are going to like.
That's right.
And
That's right.
he's got that little something about him that I really enjoy myself.
Yep.
And man, the New Iberia Hammer, Caleb Sumrall. Not only is that, I think he's probably one of the best fishermen in this state.
Agreed.
But I think he's one of the best fishermen in the country.
I agree.
He's very talented.
He's only going to get better with time too. And you know, the one common denominator out of every one of these guys, this is just a great group of men. I mean, these guys are incredible people, do anything in the world for you. I mean, if I broke down on the side of the road tomorrow somewhere, I could call any one of those guys and they would drop what they're doing to come and help you.
Yep, I'll come get you too, man.
That's right, I know you will. But great guys, and every one of these guys has the potential to be one of those next stars in Bassmaster. And now they're going to get that opportunity.
Man, I'm really looking forward to 2019 locally. I'll be at the Classic cheering you on. I'll be cheering on Gerald Spohr. He made the Classic. You know he's moving on to MLF.
That's right.
Caleb, boy, he barely missed it. And man, I'm excited.
Pumped.
You know, fishing around here is a little tough right now, but it's only going to get better. So
that's right.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you, Pop.
Yep, good luck.
Appreciate it.
And this boy is now Louisiana.
That's
Look at that. Feed your soul.
Man, exciting this year. I'm getting the privilege to represent our great state of Louisiana through the Office of Tourism and Billy Nungesser, our Lieutenant Governor. Man, awesome stuff coming this year. I just come off of a fishing trip to Poverty Point, the state park. Man, this state's got some incredible state parks in it, and you're going to see a lot of that from me this year, is trying to help promote, some of the facilities that we have right here in the state of Louisiana, where you either staycation, you don't have to go far, or people from all over the country can come in, and that's why you see Feed Your Soul, because fishing is how we feed our souls, and everybody around the country can come and get some of that too. But man, exciting stuff.
Man, hey, what better place to do it than right here in Louisiana? We got the best food, best fishing, hey, and the best state parks, man. If you got a motorhome, you got a camper,
that's right,
got a tent, RV, however you want to do it, you can go across the state and they'll take care of you. Pretty much any big lake's going to have a place for them to stay. And
that's right.
Congratulations again, and good work.
Thank you.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We got another special guest. We got Tyler Stewart. He's a FLW Touring Pro and a Caney Lake Pro for sure. Washita River, all that good stuff. He now lives in Denham Springs, Louisiana, while his fiance is going to vet school here at LSU. Now he's a Tiger. He thought he was some kind of other Tiger before, but now he's an LSU Tiger, so we're glad to have that. Well, Tyler, like I said, he's on his second year on the FLW Tour. He just made FLW Cup. Another thing is he's also a BASS College National Champion. He actually did that right here in the Chafalaya Basin, what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, that was actually 2014, I believe.
Yep.
It was actually a regional championship. That was out of Bayou Black. Me and my partner Nick Joyner, we got fortunate enough and had a good tournament there, and that was our first college win, actually. So.
Yep, and that's where I actually met Tyler.
Yeah, so it was a cool deal meeting Dave, and ever since then, me and Dave been close, been fishing together ever since. It's been a pretty good deal.
Yep, and now that he's down here in the Baton Rouge area, he gets a good perspective. He, if he's up in Monroe area, we're talking about fishing Washita and Caney Lake, and now when he's driving down south, his first phone call usually is to me when he's on the road. He's like, hey man, let's go to Venice, let's go to Bayou Black. I'm ready to go. They biting. Right now they're not biting too good, but they're going to get great here shortly. But man, what's your first tournament coming up?
Well, we already had a tournament on Rayburn. That was our first tour event, and that was the 1st of January. And yeah, I struggled pretty bad in that one.
Yeah, well, my boy Nick LeBrun, kind of a co-worker with Fitzgerald Rodge with me, he did very well on that one.
He did.
He's a Louisiana
awesome.
kid.
He did awesome. Nick LeBrun is he's hard to beat over there, and hard to beat anywhere. He's a good guy, good fisherman, and he knows the stuff for sure. But next week we got actually this Thursday I'm leaving, heading to Lake Toho. That's our second event. It's in Kissimmee, Florida. So that should be a good deal. Should be some big fish caught, and Major League Fishing's there right now, so we should get a good idea kind of what's going on by the live footage and all that with all that right now. So should be cool.
You're going to be in there with big fish. You're going to need a lot of energy. The Monster Energy drink's going to really have to help you out a little bit, huh? So.
Oh, yeah. I'll be pounding Monsters every morning before the tournament, getting ready to go. Because, that's a great company. They've been with me for a couple years, halfway through college. They signed with me, and they've been with me all the way through my second year now on the FLW Tour. So definitely appreciate those guys, and they've taken care of me for sure.
Yeah, and you're running that new that Monster Rat bass cat boat with the Mercury outboard. That thing looks awesome. Hope you enjoy that. Now, we can talk about the season. We can go on for months and weeks and days and talk about what y'all have coming up on the tour. And I know you're excited about that, but you know, we get some fatigue in that sometimes. You know, sometimes we want to talk about other things. So let's talk about what you like, and that's fishing around your home area right now.
Yeah, I really enjoy. Like you said, I just moved down here to Denham Springs, so it's been hard for me to adjust to the different fisheries down here. It's a lot different than it is at home. I mean, we've got this, you know, the shallow water river, Washita River, cypress trees, stuff like that. But
there's a lot of water down here.
Yeah, it's a lot of water down here, a lot of dead water down here. And you know, up north Louisiana, we got Caney Lake. It's a real diverse fishery. It's got good hydrilla. You can fish deep, you can fish offshore, and I think that's actually kind of what prepared me for the tour last year, and that was fishing a lake that had all that diversity. And I actually did a lot of guiding on it last fall, and was on the lake every single day. So that going into the year last year, you know, built some momentum, catching big fish and staying on the water. So I think that helped a lot. But
yeah, and if you look at his Facebook page, he had just an unbelievable little afternoon tournament. What, 3 fish, 20?
Oh yeah, me and my tournament partner from back home, Jared Fitch, we fish a lot of Thursday afternoon tournaments, 6 to 9 tournaments, and one Thursday afternoon last year we weighed a 3-fish tournament with like 24 pounds or something crazy. It was we had like 2 over 9 and like a 6. It's got big ones in it, and
sure.
And it's a great fishery, and
it should be getting really good right now with the Alabama rig and things like that. And you know, I need you to take me up there because I've only fished it a few times, haven't done very well on it, but. You know, Toledo Bend, Rayburn, all these things, we can go there, but I do want to go to Caney and catch one of these 10s because now that the grass is kind of coming back, and we were talking about the Louisiana State Parks, they have a nice one in that area as well. Now that the grass is coming back, as long as they don't mess with it, as long as they leave it alone,
and that's
going to be a great fishery.
That's one thing that's changing a lot too. The fishery is actually changing a lot because before my time there was a lot of hydrilla. Supposedly it covered the entire lake, and like there was literally just boat trails through the hydrilla, from what everybody says. But now, you know, the last 10 years that I've been fishing the lake, it's had very minimum hydrilla, you know, a little milfoil and pads and stuff like that. But here in the past 2 years, it's really coming back. There's a couple areas of the lake that's topped out now, and it's you know, we're going into February, and usually the grass has died a couple feet down. There's still places on the lake where you can see it up on top. So I think this year is going to be a really good year for the grass on the lake, and as long as it doesn't get killed, I think the fishery is just going to get better and better.
Well, man, good luck and congratulations on a great year coming ahead and the one you just had. So thank you, Tyler.
I appreciate you and Gary for having me on today.
Me too.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. And I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and we got our rodeo and tournament report. And I got the guy that keeps up with all of them. Tell us your tournaments that are coming up right now you participate in.
Well, we have the Fishing for Tucker, which is going to be this weekend, February 2nd, out of, the weigh-in will be at Cabela's and Gonzales around 3:30, 4 o'clock. That'll be the first one that I fish. They've had the media bass this past weekend, singles, and they'll have their team tournament coming up this weekend on Sunday. But Fishing for Tucker is going to be the first big fundraiser tournament of the year, benefit sake. Great little kid with mitochondrial disorder, so those that can come out and support it, whether you're fishing or donating. The great thing about the Fishing for Tucker held at Cabela's is Saturday morning, while we're out fishing in our boats, kids, there's going to be a kids rodeo event at Cabela's that morning. I think it'll start 7, 8 o'clock in the morning at Cabela's. And those benefits, of course, will go to the kids.
What time it starts? That's February 2nd.
I believe it starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. If
kids.
not, you can call Ryan Levine at 225-921-9332, and he'll have all the details on that. But the great thing is it not only does it benefit Tucker, it benefits the kids because they're out there fishing.
Now, what I was trying to get to, last year you had a great season, national tournaments and everything else, regional tournaments.
Sure.
What you got planned for this year?
Well, I'm gonna, me and Corey Week, that's my fishing partner, we're going to fish all the little team tournaments we can and some of the big ones. Unfortunately, I normally fish the Louisiana Bass Federation every year. That's kind of has a schedule conflict with the Bassmasters Classic, which I've already told a couple friends of mine if they made it, I'd be there no matter what. So I'll be at that, but the Louisiana Bass Federation Nation is something I tell everybody to get into. That's how I've made nationals. Do it.
You're almost a little coach. That's why I asked you to come here, because you know everything's going on about bass fishing. I can remember, I went to school with your dad and your uncles, but I saw him one day at the Atlanta. He was working volunteer for Wildlife and Fisheries. He was measuring fish, and I thought for a while he wasn't going to let me get away. He kept showing me how to make that fish make 14 inches. You had me nervous one day, a long time ago. But while we're reminiscing that, let's go back to this bass fisherman. We got a couple more big bass tournaments.
Yeah, like I said, Fishing for Tuckers this weekend, February 2nd. Come out. You don't have to fish to go to Cabela's and to donate and help. There are going to be raffles. All that great stuff will be there. February 16th, we had the Louisiana Bass Open featuring anything outdoors. I'm sorry. So on February 16th, we had Louisiana Bass
That's another fundraiser, people that hanging for. We've been involved with them. Anything outdoors. They done put on rabbit hunts, frogging trips, and everything, and all that money goes to either St. Jude or some other charity. But I think they're going to St. Jude this year. The proceeds going to St. Jude.
These proceeds go to St. Jude. It's only a $100 entry fee. So is Fishing for Tucker. Very, very affordable team tournament. Both of them are kind of go anywhere based out of Dry Runs Landing. And then March 2nd, the big one, the granddaddy of them all for the team tournaments, the one we look forward to the most. I want the biggest prize, Angling for Autism with Mooney Winston and all his fine fellas over there. That's going to be a $5,000 guaranteed first place. And
you said Mooney Winston. You sound like me. That's another old time I need to say a prayer for him. But Mooney Badron and his wife, they put this thing on every year. Right now it's at $5,000, but we're looking to up it. There'll be a lot of prizes.
Sure.
They're going to be, all of us going to be at dry runs this year. And I'm going to go to Cabela's, and they're going to be dancing and music and cooking contests and everything just like it was over there. But you just remember what I said. They're changing some things around where they're fishing. Explain that to them a little bit about bathing the fish, bathing Island, but you still won't be able to go to the marsh.
Yeah, and a lot of tournaments go in this format with all the gating and all the issues. They had some issues this weekend in Orange Grove out of the Bayou Black area where they ran a bunch of people out of just no gates and everything. They just told them to get out. And the wildlife fishery was there to back them up. So, be mindful that is going on, and gates are going to be going up. But in angling is autism. There's a divider line that we call between Bayou Black and the Chaffalay Basin. That divider line is going to be Bayou Schaefer. So in Angling for Autism, you can fish all the way on the Lake Verret side, all the way down to Highway 90. However, you can go below Highway 90 on the west side from Bayou Schaefer west. You're eligible to go towards those lakes over there, New Iberia and things of that nature. So in Bateman Island, so that's helpful for those. And
but so not the Bayou Black area.
Not the Bayou Black area, and unfortunately, that's just how it's going to go on. And that is what it is.
We'll be bringing you more about that later, and when we come back, we're going to make a little quick hunting report, and then maybe do a fishing report. So hang around. We'll be right back.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right? You ever come to Louisiana?
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, Superior Bait and Tackle. You know, you see how you get all the reports? About 5 or 6 people that come in here, y'all talking fishing right off the bat. So you go, you look at hunting and fishing report, you just come by here and Mark and both the Marks and John, and they'll ask them what bait they're biting on, whatever they're doing. And then you might be in here or somebody else or the person, and they share information. So we talk right now. We're talking about hunting.
Ooh,
Now,
I've been doing a little
we
bit.
had a guy just Southern Tracking Dogs. You see the blood trail?
Yeah. Michael Guillory, great friend. of mine.
Well, Michael just told me we're gonna start doing a little segment on them and how you can join and tracking dogs. How important they've been this last hunting season. And if you've seen the deer that have been coming in this year,
yeah.
You know we have bad duck season. That's known all over. And I want to remind everybody, in the next couple of months, I'm going to be doing a thorough research of what happened to the ducks. I got some people from Ducks Unlimited, people from the Flyway that are being real critical of wildlife and fishery. They blame Ducks Unlimited, they blame Delta waterfowl. People in Arkansas say they're short-stopping them in Missouri and Nebraska.
That's what we say about Louisiana.
And that's what we say about Arkansas and everybody else. Some people say that. But we're going to bring you the facts, and you're going to see where warm weather and all the rain and all this, and they got some things that they farm and do, but I'm going to get you ready. Now, when a man got land and he's trying to make money and he does whatever he does his crop, I ain't going to mess with free enterprise.
Nope.
So I'm going to tell you that. So we're going to bring some of that to you. In the coming months, you pay attention because I'm going to travel around. I'm going to have roundtable discussions. I'm going to give everybody a chance to voice their opinion on where the ducks. And I don't want to bore nobody, and I don't want them to get the shows to get too long or talks to get too long like they're getting right now. So I'm going to go to deer hunting right now. Caden Balcon, he got his first buck. He was hunting in Greensburg. He got 11 point and 200 pound. What a beautiful deer. He killed it in the use. Early in the year, and I asked him, I said, why you didn't send it to me earlier? He said, Mr. Kerr, we didn't realize that you could send it. We didn't know where you were getting the picture. So congratulations. And you keep us in mind, keep in touch with any report. Rabbit, duck, fish, whatever, you keep in touch with Paradise, Louisiana. Charlie Baraka, that's my buddy Ken Lambert's grandson. He got him another one in Alabama, so I want to congratulate him. And they chomping in the bits to get down here and catch some fish. So, you know, he don't live too far from good fishing in Alabama, but no fishing like we have here in Louisiana.
No.
Now, before I get to some ducks, you got some friends and you duck hunt every now and then. Tell me about your duck report.
Yeah, well, South Arkansas, Big Slash Ducks and Bucks, Jared Thompson and Corey Wheat, they had a pretty good weekend for their final weekend. Now, usually they go out and they kill a limit every morning. Well, now they're having to kill a few in the afternoon and a few in the morning to get close to their limit or at their limit. It's been very rare, which is very rare for them, to kill, for them to have these kind of not great reports. But they are killing some quality ducks, some mallards, of course, and some really pretty.
Somebody sent me something off a website.
Mergansers and things of that nature.
Texas is screaming about no geese, no
Yeah,
duck.
well.
Same thing with geese counting down.
You got a lot of water out there, and a lot of it's not frozen. And
My buddy Clint out there, Goose Guys Incorporated, it's unbelievable. He cancels trips. That's how good some of the good guys are. They call you and tell you don't come.
Sure.
And that's amazing. Cause that's why you go back year after year after year. So
honesty beats greed
not
any
that
day of the week.
expensive, but it still costs. And take time and to go down there, you make it. And I've had them up and down. I'm gonna come back and show y'all some more later on, some of them trips we had good. We're going to call our little retro segment, but right now, I don't have to. I'm going to see it right now. So
yeah. Look at Little John Hunting Club over there, Boyd and your brother and them. They really struggled. Normally, at the end of the year, they're killing a limit of ducks. They're killing ringneck. They're killing something.
First of the year, they did well.
Yeah, we did well. I hunted with them a few times and was very fortunate. We got either our limit or close to it, and then
mostly teal.
It just progressively got worse. We had teal. We had some gray ducks. We had just a mixed bag of nice ducks. But usually this time of the year in that field they're hunting, we can just go out there and just have a blast shooting teal and ringnecks. I know ringnecks ain't the quality bird everybody thinks, but you wrap it in bacon, it tastes fine. But we normally kill a lot of ducks on the end of the season. This year they killed 1 duck.
It was unbelievable. Usually got that youth hunt coming up next week.
And also got a picture.
2 years ago, my grandson was out there with them youths, and it looked like they got overtaken. It looked like the movie with the birds. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
Didn't take them no time.
Now we're gonna upload a picture of Maggie, Gerald Spore's girlfriend. She killed a beautiful, beautiful deer in Alabama, and we'll get that to you this afternoon as well.
Yeah, Spore, that name sounds pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he's a pretty good fisherman. He's on the MLF. No, he's on the MLF, and he did make the Bassmasters Classic. So yeah, he moved to the Major League Fishing, and that's going to be the new thing. Coming in fishing, I know we're kind of moving from hunting to fishing, and that's the season we're in. But yeah, Gerald did accept his bid to the Major League Fishing, and I think that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for a lot of people, whether it's Major League Fishing, bass, or FLW.
I got you another report right here. Ducks. Paige finally killed a few ducks over there at home in central Louisiana with her dad and brothers and them. Anthony Vaccaro finally, he gave up. He closed it off this week in St. Rose. I didn't realize that was in the East Zone, like the wildlife management area right across from my camp. I always thought it was coastal zone. It shows you think you know something, you be corrected. You need to follow what's going on. Brent Rollins been with me all year. He had some good ones and bad ones. This past weekend it was bad, but they still killed a few to close out, and the dog got to hunt. But I listened to him I was on the phone with him. He was calling me from the blind, and they were working some pintails. And the guy got off of him. He said they moved. The gray ducks were gone, but he had some mallards close. And I'm going to tell you what, his buddy, when they talk about meat calling and blind calling,
yep,
the man was unbelievable. That's his buddy Grady. Unbelievable. I was listening to him on the phone, but I never hit the shot. They were working them.
No, so, they killed 1 duck.
Other bad places, like I said, they went south real quick.
Well, I can tell you where they did kill some ducks here recently.
That's what I want to hear. I heard the same thing.
Yeah, Venice, Louisiana, they killed a lot of ducks on the last 2 weekends, and they're in that other zone that we're talking about. And I was down there playing around, running my boat around, and there was a lot of ducks out there. And now I'm not talking teal and your smaller ducks. I'm talking a lot of gray ducks, a lot of just pintails everywhere. But and Blake Betts and Ian Madera, they went out there and they had a great trip. And so it's almost like either the ducks are way up north or way down south. So I don't know. Pick your poison.
Well, we got youth hunt next week. I might get to go up there to Top Gun and do it. Top Gun sent them a few pictures. They killed a few, but it ain't been like it's been all this. So that's the duck report. We'll come back with the Berkeley, I will go see a fishing report in a minute. Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
white shrimp. What am I using? Our TKO Shrimp Creole color from MatrixShed.com. All right, during this time of year, going from that September, October period of time, it's known as transition time. And the fish are gonna move around a lot, and what keeps them moving and what they're gonna stay on is the white shrimp. That is the absolute key to where the speckled trout are going to be located at. And wherever the white shrimp are, a lot of times that's where the seagulls are gonna be diving, and they'll tell the tale of where the fish are at. So when we pull up to an area and maybe see a few shrimp jumping or some seagulls diving, even if it's 8, 10, 15 foot of water, we still like to use popping corks. And the reason you use the popping corks, the matrix floats, or whatever cork you really like, is because it makes the sound of a shrimp jumping out the water. Whatever you have underneath is up to you. We were using matrix sheds and the TKO shrimp today, and just by having that sound in the cork is really the key. Now today's particular day, we were coming right off the back end of Hurricane Michael, which was devastating to the Panhandle and even created a storm surge here. And it was our first day of getting some northerly winds in quite a long time, which creates colder temperatures, obviously. First day wearing a jacket or a sweatshirt all day, and that created an incredible falling tide all day, pulling a lot of shrimp out of the marsh, and they got all balled up on top of trout and underneath seagulls diving. And that was the ticket. So let me go ahead and send you back to watching some of the clips from this morning of catching fish just about every cast. Mouth the whole time. Keeper. Got you one, double trouble. Well, now you know, as soon as the first few cold fronts start hitting in the month of October, it's time to look for the birds and catch beautiful speckled trout like these right here. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV. Catching nice trout under the popping corks, using a matrix shed, whoa! And the TKO Shrimp Creole color. Until next time, good fishing.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends.
It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
Welcome back to the Berkeley Albert Garcia Fishing Report. And like I told you, you want a good fish report, don't forget. Here we go here, Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane.
Get excited now, we can talk about some fishing.
There you go. I'll tell you what, we're gonna talk saltwater, shoreline fishing first.
Yep.
And you won't believe, and you were down there, you probably saw it at the landing.
Yeah.
The wahoo going crazy.
Wahoo.
You catch the weather, tuna.
Tuna.
You know, and they still got where you can, with the handicapped people can still catch snapper.
Yeah.
So, but let me stay away from that. The things that were controversial about the snapper and all the stuff we work and all these new rule changes that we're doing, it's going to be held up because they can't advertise it because the government been shut down. So it might be a few months later. We've been waiting this long and finally have control of setting all the seasons and everything with local states. So, but I read something in the paper the other day in Joe Macalusa's column where it said that the government shutdown is going to postpone some of that for a little while because they don't have time to advertise it. You know, just like wildlife and fisheries, when they change season, they got to have time to advertise it. Same thing with the federal government. Fouchon, that's where them wahoo been coming from. Chris Dufour been sending me some beautiful pictures of the wahoo on the deck and the wahoo in the water.
Yeah.
So he's doing very good. At Portco over there, they've sent him the wahoo. That's really the only offshore port I got, except people like you that have been going down to Venice and hunting and fishing. What I find hard to believe that river high, people are actually catching speckled trout.
Yep, they are.
Now, I hear rumors that some people are even catching bass down there, but it's not typically where you catch them in the canes. And they ain't putting out a lot of information with all these tournaments that are coming up. So
a lot of hunting and pecking.
What you look for this time of year when you go down there?
I look for fish, man. You talking about bass? You know, and I normally look for when the water is as high as it is, it's really hard to find clean water. Now you gotta you burn 40, 50 gallons of gas some days and may not even find a patch of it. But if you find a patch of it, you'll catch some fish. And you just gotta hunt and peck and hunt and peck. So, you know,
most people in the fish Venice are still punching or flipping the canes.
Sure.
Is it still that way?
Yeah,
and a lot of spinnerbait fishing. I remember we used to go down there, Mike Rabelais, bless his soul, and we catch 11 species a bit. And then pines before you get to the Gulf, and they'd have grass. But we fished two baits, black and blue tail worm, and we fished a chartreuse, white, and blue spinnerbait.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, fish.
Slam dunk.
Sure.
Any of those baits that were out, then they almost all look alike.
Yeah. Well, we're catching a lot of fish just flipping missile bait debine. I'm not just talking about Venice. I'm talking about throughout Des Allemands, Lafitte, Chaffalay basins are really too high right now. But those areas, the missile bait debine, the crawfather. On sunny days, we're throwing sapphire blue. On cloudy days, we're throwing whatever black and red or something dark we can get without a lot of flash. So we are catching a few fish. Fishing's still really kind of slow. It just hasn't ramped up. You know, we get, you know, like right now, it's 70 degrees outside. Tomorrow, they're going to probably close school because it's going to snow. You never know what's going on with weather right now. So as far as bass are going with the Tucker tournament, normally this first weekend in February, we have a good warm-up. And, man, and the water is usually low enough in the basin, so everybody's spread out and everybody's catching fish. Well, that's not the case right now. Lake Verret is high. Bayou Black is extremely high. It took 11 pounds by Joey DeQueer to win a media bass tournament with 70-something boats in it, which never happens this time of the year. It should take 18 to 20 pounds to win that tournament. But, it just means everything's slowing down. And I really think things are going to get better because they can't, everything's not bad, but it's not great right now. So once things kind of settle down, I notice a river is starting to fall. It's just things are going to clean up, things are going to get lower. Right now, Bayou Black Air, all those fish are out in that
I'm
marsh.
72 years old. I remember back when Redemption was winning state championships, they were playing around my daddy's birthday and my sister's birthday, February 9th and 18th, and they'd been in them tournaments back then. And we was catching fish in Spillway. What we used to love, because we get 2 falls before the snow melts in June and July. It'll fall in February and it'll fall in April. For some reason, we wouldn't get the rain. Then all of a sudden, it comes up. You wouldn't have about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but we used to catch some beautiful fish in there, and top water and everything else.
And that's what, and I don't mean to kind of butt in, but I'm really worried about this hot water right now, because we're going to have, we need some hard freezes. So we need this cold weather. People want to get fishing, but right now, that river is extremely high. It's above flood stage in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and all the way up as far north as you can go. Right now, it's normally at a very low stage. We're going to have a snow melt, and we're going to have that water come down. I don't know where we're going to put it, and that's what I'm really worried about. So that river's starting to fall a little bit. I think that river needs to get to about 20 foot.
It's the same problem with the ducks.
Sure.
They have so much rain up there, all the cornfields and everything are flooded. You know, and they got grain in there and they're flooded, and that's another reason they're holding ducks. Yeah. It's the weather. People keep blaming on everybody else, but it's the weather. Let me say this now. We're gonna get off that subject, and we're gonna have you back here. I know, because you still got a promise to take me fishing, and I'm gonna wait. You did before, and you beat the black cloud. I don't know what you're trying to shy away from, but you beat the black cloud. Both times I fished with you.
One time we got black clouded bad, remember? We fished that little Wednesday evening tournament and we got flooded out, remember?
And
that was black cloud.
A storm. It was black cloud, lightning.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to this. And
now, let me get to the saltwater. My good friends at Island Marina, catching fish, and when we're going to go out with Drake Morvant at Victory Charters over there. And Clinton, the Almas and them, they gave us some good reports. I was there.
It was a little breezy this morning, but once the sun came up, it died down. It was chilly, but I had some clients from up north, and from where they came from, it was 13 degrees, and they wanted to catch redfish, and they were not afraid of the cold temps that we had this morning. So they came, they bundled up, they put a couple extra layers on, and they came on down to Island Marina here in New Orleans, and easy drive from the city. They hopped on and we went and braved the cold weather, and it wasn't so bad once the sun came up. And you know, from the first stop that we made, we started catching redfish, and that kind of having that action and that fun going on took the minds away from the wind and the cold. So, but they were troopers, and we ended up catching around 22 reds by 1 o'clock, and they cried uncle, said their hands were tired and their wrists were tired, so we came back in. And it was a great day. It really was.
Captain Drake, you know, redfish was plentiful all over. With low water, high water, well, no matter what. The water was up this morning on my dock. Last week in Delacroix and every place it was very low, but they were finding depots, and they've been hammering these redfish. Where's the specks and when they gonna come back?
Speckled trout. Well, I burned a lot of fuel last fall running around looking for speckled trout. It's no secret that they're over at the wall, or they were at the wall. I know there's some, I've been getting reports of a few being caught there, especially along the rocks out there. But as far as around here, on the warmer days, on the flats, I have been picking up a couple, but no big numbers of speckled trout right now. So, but hopefully things change, you know, once the temps come up and we get into springtime. I'm hoping that we get that.
I heard even a rumor from the trestle.
What's that?
I heard some rumors from the trestle. I didn't hear any more about we'll catch a few trestle. I don't know how they were fishing or what. Have you heard anything?
I have been to the trestles a few times, and I've caught a few. Not the numbers or the sizes that you usually find out there, but I've heard the same thing. People are out there catching a few here and there. I have heard, and there were some guys trolling out there that had some great success this year. They did catch limits, but they were it's the old timers that have been doing that for a long time, and I don't know what their technique was, but I did hear that they were successful.
You got these rods in here. I want you to grab your rods, and I want you to show everybody the technique you've been using the most, and give them a pinpoint where they are and how they can get in touch with you
Sure.
And if they want to bring a follow boat and 2 boats or whatever you want to do, just tell them what you can do here for them at Island Marina.
Sure. Come here, launch at Island Marina. The trick today was the Kakaho minnows that they have here. So I usually use a jig head. Usually use a jig head with a shrimp, live shrimp, dead shrimp, doesn't matter. Lately the redfish have been very shy, very spooky. I switched over to, I minimized my tackle. And now I have a circle hook on here, which is a lightweight. And that's about a 2.5, 3-foot leader underneath the popping cork. And with a Kakaho or a dead shrimp, and the trick is I'm not popping it hard. We found that by actually watching them and doing giving it a hard pop, the redfish are actually getting spooked. So what we're doing is giving a little rattle, or sometimes just dragging that cork through the water and make a little amount of noise, and the redfish will slowly get out of there. And another trick is, it's a very light bite right now. That cork will start dancing around for about 6 or 7 seconds, and if you pull it or go to set the hook, you're just going to pull it right out of their mouth. You got to give them a little second to get it in down their throat, and then not even a hard hook set. Just start reeling in, and once you feel that that fish is committed to it, go ahead and set the hook. So where we were at was over in the ICW, just fishing drains, the shallow little pockets along there, areas where current was coming around. The water is muddy, filthy out there right now. Just throw a line out there along the shoreline, I promise you they're there. If you'd like to book with me, my phone number is 504-644-7039. I'm over here at Island Marina in New Orleans, Victory Bay Charters with Captain Drake.
And then back in Island Marina and all those areas, Chris McAloose and Jeff Brule, they've been fishing, they're catching fish. I think Gary Krause was over there a few weeks ago and they were catching bass, but a lot of people were catching bass. And then of course the canal and off the Bayou Bienvenue, catching them runouts. They still catching them. The day I was there, speckled trout was so hard to find. I heard there were a few trout earlier were catching on trestle, but it changed. The weather changed so bad, the cold weather, they were finding those redfish. They were finding them drop off in the little waters a little bit out, and they were finding where they find that grass, and they would find the redfish too, and they would catch some pretty redfish, and they could catch 50 or 60. I did another interview with them boys down in Delacroix, and everybody's gloom, and I talked with Sweetwater, and he said they have trouble, but they're catching so many redfish, they got to be careful. Yeah. When they find a redfish, you put your anchor, stay right there, whether you're fishing shrimp or plastics or whatever.
And there's a lot of people, you know, right now, a lot of people want to go in the ponds and catch them, but when we have them good 2 or 3 days of hard north winds, they're going to these little roadside ditches, don't even need a boat, catching a lot of fish, whether it be in Delacroix right down the side of the road, or Bayou Lafourche on the side of the road.
Hopedale,
all these little areas, Shell Beach, all that little area on that roadbed, you can catch a lot of fish, but you must have a couple of days of north wind to pull them out of the ponds and get in there.
A good friend, he's another good bass fisherman, took me to Venice a bunch of times. John Paul Orno and his family, they were fishing, they were cleaning their fish right there, and pelicans wouldn't leave them alone. I don't know if you might have saw one of the openings with Kevin Ford one time, and they playing with them. And pelicans were waiting, they just stacked all around, waiting to get the guts and everything and throw them away. He sent me that picture. Another picture I got, my good friend Henry Mouton sent me one. The old time photo from Grand Isle. Look at this picture and see if all y'all remember Bon Voyage. These landings way back in the old days. So see if y'all can remember this and email me and tell me about it. I think that's it right now. The freshwater, I'm going to go to you right now because I've been hearing about sac-a-lait being caught in Lake des Almas, and tell me about these 2 friends you got, these little young boys.
Yeah, we got Mr. Jim Bridges' little grandchildren here. They're fishing out there in Point Capee Parish, and I think it's little Mason, got a 18.
What do you think, one of them pits, in Morgana pits or somewhere?
Somewhere in that area. He won't tell me either, so he knows.
Yeah, that's a good secret because that's some big sac-a-lait. And let me tell you what, wherever I go, people ask me, well, I'm in the store, where the sac-a-lait, where the sac-a-lait? Well, the Zalmas and everything, like you said, the water's changing so much, there was some people catching them in Lake Verret. But they ain't catching many, but they're catching big ones.
Yeah.
David pissed a lot of them, tell me. What else?
These two little boys, the little Taylor kids, one's an 18-inch sac-a-lait. It's got to go close to 3 pounds, and the other one's 16 inches long. So that was just an awesome job out of the two little boys. And, yeah, right now the sac-a-lait are doing really well, especially in that DeZalmans area, Humble Canal, Humble on the Bayou, Humble on the Lake, all those areas, the Texaco canals, all the way down to Temple Bay has been really, really good for sac-a-lait. I was down there this weekend.
What's called chartreuse and black? Or that?
They're throwing different ones. Blue and white seem to be good. When I was watching these guys catch a few, and black and chartreuse, of course, can't go wrong. And the little brown and orange one, the little baby crawfish. So, just a little tube jig, nothing special. I didn't see anybody throwing minnows, and everybody seemed to be catching a few.
What you fish the bass in the Zalmans right now?
Yeah, I caught most of my fish. I caught 8 or 10 down there this weekend, and mainly just throwing a Cinco and a missile bait D-bomb and a Delta Lure Thunder jig is basically all I threw all day. And it was slow, but I mean, hey, it was steady. I mean, comparatively speaking.
I'm going to go over one more thing. Toledo Bend, these bad fishermen and tournament fish don't like to see this, but Caden Hodge caught a beautiful string of bass fishing on a rattle trap.
Yep.
He called it a crawfish red or whatever. You called it
Raven red.
Raven red.
Yep, I got a little something right here. They did have a media, well, not a media, they had a BFL Toledo Bend this weekend. A lot of local guys fished it. And Cody Pitt won it with 24.5 pounds. And my good buddy Albert Collins had a little over 19. He still came in the top 5. So fish starting to move on Toledo Bend, and that's where I'd be starting to send some people.
See, look at that. From 24 pounds to 19 pounds. That's 19 pounds. That's 4 pound average right there.
It is, and that's almost 5 pound average. So
let's get out of here. We done went too long on the fishing part. Thank you again. Tell me when you're coming back.
Anytime you want, man, as long as I'm not fishing.
Yeah, no, you're not fishing. You do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you gonna take me?
Tomorrow.
Scout. I'm ready.
I'm going.
Stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. See you next week.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Murphy Law Firm, Veterans Help Foundation, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Louisiana State Parks, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.